Hi, it's Karen. I started off, I was going to do the video. Perhaps you remember I had this tape of my mother that I made in 2011 to get proof that she lies, because she uses this gaslighting thing against me to, it's a very serious form of mental manipulation, and it's horrible. Here we go. Here's some signs of it, but it's really dangerous. But I can't get free because the situation hasn't ended. So here are some signs that you're a victim of gaslighting. You're frequently second guessing yourself. You wonder if you're too sensitive. You don't trust your own judgment and decisions. You find yourself constantly apologizing. You can't figure out why you're so unhappy. You always make excuses for your partner's behavior. Or your mom. You feel like you can't do anything right. You feel like you think you just aren't good enough. You feel you were once a happier, more confident person. You hold things back from friends and family. Have you been a victim of gaslighting? And then I've got this one, a red flag number 27 that says, gaslighting blatantly denies our own manipulative behavior and ignores evidence when confronted with it. They will become angry if you attempt to disprove their delusions with facts. Yeah, my mother, psychopath. Yeah, she's psychopathic. You can't win with her, which you can see the proof on that tape. But here are some other things. A favorite tactic of manipulators used to obstruct and distort their victims' understanding of reality, intentionally setting up misdeeds and then questioning the victim's sanity for reacting to those misdeeds, rewriting history, or blatantly denying that the event ever took place. First provoking negative emotions, then dismissing the victim's legitimate concerns with labels like crazy, insane, bipolar, hysterical, and sensitive. Gaslighters are patronizing, unapologetic, and above all, they are cowardly. Because they are unable to manipulate healthy individuals, they must first manufacture insanity and chaos. This gives them the power to control that they seek over loving, compassionate human beings. That's what my mother does. I think I even have some other information, because this is a very, very dangerous type of mental abuse, because it makes you question reality and doubt yourself and become dependent on the abuser. They separate you from other friends and family so that and make you doubt reality, so that you basically are turning to them for your what's real and what's not. And of course that's no good. Let's see. All right. Yeah, gaslighting is a technique in which a person or entity, in order to gain more power, makes a victim question their reality. Let's see. How gaslighting makes you feel you're going crazy, I'll say. 10 vicious... Wait, there's a good one there, too. Hold on. Let's see. How to know if you're being gaslighted. Okay. It's a form of emotional abuse that commonly happens in manipulative and domineering relationships, from parents hurting their children to a romantic partner controlling their spouse. Gaslighting's effects are insidious and often long-term for victims. Gaslighting can even happen in work situations, such as bosses manipulating their employees or a sexual harasser abusing a colleague. However, because gaslighting is such a complicated abuse tactic, it can be hard to understand how abusers use gaslighting to their benefit. Here's a guide to the basic theories behind psychological manipulation and gaslighting. First off, gaslighting is an emotional abuse tactic. Whether done consciously or subconsciously by the gaslighter, it's a form of control that distorts the victim's perspective and leaves them questioning their reality, making them feel like they further need to depend on their abuser. I wish I could do the screen recording, but I've got electronical issues right now. Gaslighting is an extremely effective form of emotional abuse that causes a victim to question their own feelings, instincts, and sanity, which gives the abusive partner a lot of power. Once an abusive partner has broken down the victim's ability to trust their own perceptions, the victim is more likely to stay in the abusive relationship. As for emotional abuse tactics go, gaslighting is particularly hard to spot because it makes the victim second-guess themselves. An abusive father may deploy it on an entire family, or a controlling girlfriend may use gaslighting techniques to keep her boyfriend in check. In most cases, gaslighting goes undetected as abuse worsens. Gaslighting tends to happen very gradually. In fact, the abusive partner's actions may seem like just harmless misunderstandings. Let's see. At first. Over time, however, these abusive behaviors continue and a victim can become confused, anxious, isolated, and depressed, while losing all sense of what is really happening. Isolated, depressed, confused, anxious, really? Do we know anybody like that? I don't know. Maybe me? Let's see. Here, find some examples. They downplay the victim's feelings and center the relationship on their emotions and desires, acting as if the victim's pain doesn't actually exist. Manipulative put-downs are a common attack of the victim's self-esteem, on the victim's self-esteem. They'll attempt to convince the victim others dislike them, picking at the victim's insecurities and contradicting their memories with false information. Why I made that tape. And abusive tactics are often used simultaneously, so during an abusive episode, the victim may experience manipulative put-downs while the abuser projects abusive behavior onto the victim. You'll hear that in the tape. When used alongside one another, these tactics can definitely damage a victim's sense of self. A common method of gaslighting is known as the double whammy, in which the gaslighter puts down the victim, waits for the victim's response, and then attacks the victim's judgment, perspective, or questioning of the original attack. It is a powerful way for manipulators to maintain control over others, especially if the person subjected to this treatment has less than robust self-esteem. You'll hear her do that with weight and whatever. After questioning their perspectives and judgments, long-term effects, excuse me. Besides causing confusion, snapping. I have all these problems because of, hacking, because of my mother, the gaslighter. This is, what did it do now? Did it bring me back where I was, or you never can tell. I'm trying to decide whether to do this all in one tape because you really need the background. Let's see. So you'll recognize it. I may make them a little longer than I want to, but it's still probably going to take at least 2 sessions here. Let's see. See, it snapped on me here. This gets on my nerves bad. Let's see. Over time, these abusive behaviors continue and a victim can become confused, anxious, isolated, and depressed while losing all sense of what is actually happening. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Okay, long-term effects. Besides causing confusion and reliance on the gaslighter, exposure to gaslighting can also cause long-term negative effects on the victim's psychological health. Gaslighters may have trouble walking away from abuse, and it may take a long time for victims to rebuild their self-image after being stuck in an abusive relationship. After questioning their perceptions, judgments, feelings, and even their sanity for For so long in their relationship with their abusive manipulator, it's often quite difficult for them to restore a balanced sense of self. Victims of prolonged or intense gaslighting often need specialized help. Victims may feel mistrust towards others after experiencing gaslighting, which can damage their ability to form healthy relationships. This can subsequently destroy a victim's support network or further isolated a survivor from others. If I already am isolated, and she succeeded in that because she made sure that I had no one left. The only reason I have Robert is because he stood up to her, because when I was in the hospital with the valley fever, she was turning people away. And here I was, I just had lung surgery and was in ICU, and she was leaving, and I wanted somebody with me. She was only there for my inheritance. But I said, please call Robert, he'll come and sit with me. And she was saying no. Well, she went out in the hallway, and we didn't know this till recently, and he was out there wanting to see me. And she said, no, she can't have visitors. And he didn't like her right away. He knew. And he just didn't give a damn. He said, I'm going in anyway. Thank God he did, because he sat with me all night. And I did not know. This was in 2003. We did not compare notes and know this until just recently. This year. Yeah. Let's see here. I just pulled these out last night. I mean, she's just an evil bitch. And a liar. I have to find that picture I had sitting there. It might be over here. Let me see. Oh, crap. I'm having a hard time finding anything around here. I mean, I've never been able to get myself organized again after they destroyed all my stuff. And that's part of the plan, too, was with my ADHD and stuff, I'm not able to reorganize myself, especially without any medications. You know, this is cruel and unhuman punishment that I'm going through, because I'm not going to survive. I was trying to reinstate, you know, my Social Security benefits, and you can't when you're hacked. I don't get email. I can't send email. My phone's tapped. My internet's tapped. I can't use these sites. I don't want a paper check because, I want a paper check because I can't have a bank account or anything, you know. I have nothing. It keeps snapping on me, of course. But anyway, this tape, we're going to go ahead and start with it. I've got it on my computer now too. We had left off last time with, I just told about being raped. It was my first experience, and you can just catch the end and hear her reaction here, because it's unbelievable. And of course she twisted it around and instead was trying to make it, you know, she focuses on something else. She redirects rather than facing the issue. And anytime she's quiet, she just is thinking of something to say. But normally, everything I say, she twists it around. You'll see. I mean, I saw it with the president. Here they are saying, wow, since with Trump in office, all these pedophiles are being exposed in the government. And it goes on to talk about nothing but how a long time ago Trump kissed a woman on the lips, and it was like, but she went to his room after they had dinner, and, you know, not the same night, a different time, and, you know, it was very casual. It's like, you're kidding me. Regardless of anything, we already heard about that a long time ago. It was nothing, and isn't the focus here on the pedophiles? Oh, here's the witch now. Let's see. Okay. This is me telling about the rape.
I ran so hard, I smashed into the glass door. Trying to be very dumb.
Well, anyway. Did you hear there? Well, anyway.
We have to get straightened out. We have to get straightened out. Because I can't take it. I really
She can't take it.
That's what I keep saying. Out of kindness, I was concerned that
She can't take it. I'm in Florida trying to get my kid back. She's refusing to. I have custody. I've always had custody. The only time I didn't have custody, I suppose, is when she got temporary emergency custody, when she accuses me of abuse, abandonment, and neglect. Then what the hell am I doing there trying to get my kid? Why am I even there? But, I'll get into it in a bit.
it's going to be later. I know you were prior summer. I know you were. Okay. What am I?
Wait. Oh yeah, she was having I guess hip surgery. I don't know what she was having, but she said, I'm going to be laid up all summer. See, all I'm doing is trying to work with her here, you know, whatever I have to kind of do to like, I want my son. It's been years, you know, and I'm sorry, but lung surgery doesn't give mental illness. She has mental illness. I have proof that I'm not. She doesn't.
What about grandmother? There is grandmother. Yeah. That's the one I can't be. But I can. And you can rest. And you don't have to. That's what I'm saying. We listen to me. Okay. But that's what I told you. I said, when you finish it out, this school year is doing the same thing he's done the last. Well, I will drive him to school. No. He is going to, because of the problems on the school bus. Okay, I'll drive him to the school bus stop.
I'll drive him to
I'm
school.
letting you pick him up on Wednesday. We can forget Wednesday too then. I'll just say handle it until, no, I'm not done.
You hear that? You hear that? I'm trying to work with her. Okay, well, if this is a problem, okay, I'll drive him to the school bus then. She's quiet because she's thinking of something to say. And what's her comeback? Well, we can just forget. You know, I'm begging to see this kid, my son. We'll forget about Wednesday then. Do you hear that?
Sir, there's no reason I can't. This is what I mean about you giving me,
That's me giving her a hard time.
me giving you a hard time. No, listen, we say I'm his mother. We want to finish this cycle of school. He has a
Now, mind you, I bought a house. Well, even then, I was like the same school bus and everything. I was right close by, on purpose. Okay. Now listen, she has all these delusions, you know, about what she thinks, he thinks, and you just got to hear this insanity, okay? I'll let go.
because of the problems on the school bus. Okay, I'll drive you to the school bus stop. I'm letting you pick them up on Wednesday. We can forget Wednesday too then. I'll just say handle it until, no, I'm a self-serve. There's no reason I can't. This is what I mean about you giving me, this is me giving you a hard time. No, listen, we say I'm his mother. We want to finish this cycle of school. He has a routine, he has pills that he takes, he has fiber that he takes and all this, and I'm going to make sure that now there's no retarded to figure this out. I'm too retarded to figure it out. No. I'm going to give it all. Okay, give it all. The homework, the pills, the clothes, everything. Give it to me and let me be a mother. No accident or anything I ever got. I don't have any accidents. Hearing that.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that now? Out of the blue. She's talking about me having accidents. I never had an accident. I bumped her truck once. The rear view mirror or something. Yeah, that was it. I hit my rear view mirror backing out because I suck at backing out. She purposely ran into my car, and she'll admit it too. This is beautiful that she even admits it. But no, she'll change the subject and turn it back like it's an attack on me.
Hit your truck? How about when you hit my car? You backlit up into my car. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
I hit my rear mirror in the dumpster trying to back out, which I suck at backing out. That's why I avoid it. I can't run backwards. But right now I have no job. Lucky's gonna help me maintain through the summer. But the only office I can get to stay the loans and stuff, and I'll get a scholarship for Pell Grant and all that.
Scholarship and a Pell
What are you
Grant.
gonna do when the feds find out you're collecting?
What are you gonna do when the feds find out you're collecting?
I am disabled, but I'm going to find a way to get a job that I can actually do. You have that right under disability, they do not. They empower you if you are disabled to go back to school. That's called vocational rehab. I'm trying to pursue my education. Just like getting the loans and the phone. Alright, let me tell you that he only has his next week and the weekend. That's it.
You hear that? Yes, next week and the week after. She's telling me that. This is significant in the end when she freaking lies and I bust her. But, oh, man, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and he's done. Takes next month. Now what? I mean, year after year after year, watching him get bigger and bigger, turning more and more into a person I don't know. I didn't create. This was not. He's a very polite, well-mannered little boy. And he would have been a done with me too, but he also would have been a top-notch reader, straight A's. You know what? I have his little awards and his notebook and how neat it was and everything when he was with me. But you know what? You keep telling me that a child changes from year to year. I know. I want it now. I don't want to wait any longer. Now. I'm ready. Let me get adjusted to all the school things and stuff in the last 2 weeks. After summer, hey, you still scared. I'll let him go with you to New York. But I will do my best not to scare him. We do though. You know what I do? Because my time with him is so limited that I put too much on him. It wanted too much.
You know, she's talking about putting a lot on him. Putting a lot on him. No, she does. Putting a lot on him was me, you know, saying anything that was not positive about him being there or with her, you know, or trying to convince him of anything, you know. She's just totally unreasonable. Now you're going to hear, she's the one who puts the head trips on him. She's the one brainwashing him. They were the ones abusing him.
To me, it's like the summer games. And if you live with me, I wouldn't have to do that. I would just stay in a little bit to her and she had to, you know, whatever. It comes out. I don't know if you can even answer that.
If he can handle it. Well, you know what it is I never see my kid. Or I don't anymore. It's been years. But I mean, you know, you got to cover a lot in a short time. As it is now, I might hear from him once in 6 months for a few minutes. And it's like, you know, I'm like needy sounding, you know, begging him to, because I know I'm not going to hear from him again. And it's like ridiculous. Especially now he's going to be 18. And, well, hold on.
So aware.
No, obviously he's not.
Aware.
aware.
why did he want to stay tonight? Why did he want to stay last night? Youngest one. He was fine last night. And I said, nothing I is he's a great protector. And you know, he still, I think, wants to be involved in the church as far as I think he would like to be a minister.
She thinks.
That's his calling. I think maybe it might be. Oh, yeah, mission of God, they just don't know what to do. Well, I think that's it. Maybe he's supposed to be a priest. Well, I think that could be it. Because he talks constantly about church God. We'll do a lot of Bible study. Not just talk, but in actually able training. I can train them. I have a lot of material about personal growth, God, personal Bible study. I have like 3 different kinds of Bible. And, I have a lot of religious literature and stuff like that, but I think that's where he's coming from. I think he loves that crucifix. He doesn't make me feel good. Well, he definitely is, like I said, aware.
Aware.
He won't talk about it.
He won't talk about it, but he's aware
Of everything. Everything going on.
No, she knows that.
He's like me, as far as cleaning people, floating around the room.
Here we go, floating around the room.
Well, tell Audrey to help Jennifer Lynn says to tell Audrey to go into the light.
Okay, mention here, if you watch my videos, you might know that I had a daughter named Audrey, and I'm talking about her telling Audrey to go into the light, this girl. My mom is talking about seeing ghosts, and she emphasizes it. Now, I believe that. That's one thing I believe, because she's a compulsive liar, but check it out. If you don't believe in ghosts, or somebody else didn't, what do you think they're going to think of her right now?
He did, yes, but I used to do that. I felt people, people in my closet. Even back in the day when I did LSD, I never hallucinated with all grateful. I didn't do any drugs.
Yeah, you did. You roll a mean joint.
But look, the teacher, the whole deal with, you don't miss what you never had. But, yeah, I don't see ghosts. I just know things that it's not just mentally.
Yeah.
Well, I see people.
She sees people.
Visions that are in words. I mean, or signs. Well, I see.
She sees people.
At night especially.
At night especially. She sees dead people.
Walking around town. Once she acts. It's a big thing. It's like, where's the sign? It can't, yes. Tell me to go to the light.
She's saying I'm delusional.
Yeah, but tell them. Say you're lost, go to the light. Don't go away.
Speak, Kathleen. Kathleen. She's really thinking, huh?
Also, got a potential babysitting job on the side. Potentially.
Oh, it gets really crazy. But
Yeah. Little girl. Whose mom is thinking about going back to work.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to babysit a little girl. That didn't happen.
She goes, she wants to be a babysit. She'll get old. She's only like 4. We have to watch it.
You have to watch her.
I have to watch her last. Jeff, what if you got a little Jezebel? Hey, I told you to watch it when he was down at the house. Well, I think Angela poisoned Melissa against me.
Yes. Melissa.
Because her daughter just as much to blame as Julie. Of course. I didn't want any better to Julie. No, I didn't. But I'll tell her. Now, Jackson is a little part. What?
Did you hear? She just called this little girl a slut. My son was 11, and she and this little girl hadn't hung out really since Melissa screwed me over, and I got blamed for her pot and paraphernalia. I even took a drug test, proved it wasn't mine. She wouldn't take one, and she got fired, and it was in her stuff, her pictures, the stocking said Melissa. I got my ass beat by my sister, and this stupid goddamn judge that is just the most corrupt son of a bitch. I've really had it with him. Matter of fact, let's talk about court here for a minute, because alright, my mother kidnapped my son in January of 2004, and she had already applied for benefits in the state of Florida 3 months before that. And I found a medical bill for me for before I ever got there too. I didn't go till like February of 2004 by the time I got there. But apparently there was a problem because of these benefits, and when I got there, you know, there was a court case that I didn't even know about. My mother must have gone and said she was me. And then she started pursuing my son's father for child support because she transferred the case to Florida, and I didn't even know it. Yeah, I don't know Judge Brown. Looks like I took Alan to court in December 6, 2004. I'm the petitioner? Gee, I didn't even know about it. What do you know? Oh, no written hour on this one? What do you know? Oh, that's right, because he would know who she is. Not that he wouldn't cover for her. I know. Oh, wait, no. I spoke too soon. Is this written hour? Oh, this is... Okay, this is... After I moved out of my mother's place, because I went ahead and stayed there because the place that they supposedly was livable was not livable. And so I had to stay in her house for a while. You know, because the trip about did me in getting there cross country. But as soon as I moved out of her house into the other house of theirs downtown, they had this all plotted out. I was pulled over, like the first time I drove downtown, with the guy I was sponsoring for AA, because, you know, she had me convinced I had a problem, but I didn't. She just drove me to a suicide attempt. But, yeah. 2006. I get pulled over because I turned on this street that was like this, I guess, with no lights. There were no street lights, and I hadn't been there in years, and probably never even been that area. And I get pulled over. And I guess this guy, Chip, that I was sponsoring, this friend that he was asking me if I could give a ride to, had some drugs on him of some kind. Chip didn't. I didn't. But when they searched my purse, and it turns out it was the head of the police department. What was he doing out there? Anyway, he checked my purse, and I was on so many medications, not all controlled, you know, there were some that were. I'd had lung surgery. I'd been in the hospital 3 months. 3 months of IVs, 2 really high fevers, blood transfusions. I mean, very serious illness. And, you know, I'm not going to carry all my prescription bottles around with me. So, you know, in the pharmacy, you can, a lot of times they were by the register, a little pill box they sell at the pharmacy for carrying a couple of your pills in so you don't have to carry the bottle. Well, I had one of those, and I had 2 pills of 3 different medications of the bazillion I took. And I had them in my purse in case I needed them, you know. Well, he found those. And I said, those are my prescriptions. I said, I've got the bottles at the house, you know, I didn't carry them with me. He says, these are some serious medication, serious narcotics you have here. And I said, well, they're my prescriptions, you know. You want to see the bottles? I live close by. I said, I really need to get home because I've got to, you know, teach tomorrow. I actually become a substitute teacher. I took the test and did great on it. But they ruined that, of course. Because I didn't have any kind of income. And I'm waiting on disability. And the guy says, teacher, I'm going to make sure you never teach in this town again. I'd never been in trouble in my life. Not a ticket, nothing. And I was, 40? Nothing. And I went to jail overnight, believe it or not. And the next day, I told this woman, not this guy right now, a woman, that what had happened. And she says, well, go home and get your prescription bottles and just take them over to state's attorney. And it'll be wiped out or whatever. No problem. There was no bond, no nothing. I mean, I'd never been in trouble. So I was released on my own recognizance. I didn't know anything about legal back then. I never had a legal problem other than a divorce in my life. So I got the bottles and I took them right down there. I thought that was the end of it. You know, I hadn't done anything wrong. And it was on the front page of the paper. I called the paper, what's going on? They sent a reporter and everything to take my side of the story. And they put that on the front page, which I guess didn't sit well with Magnuson. But, you know, this shit gets out. You know, there goes the reputation, especially in a small town. But this is a setup, of course. And if you compare these dates to things that were going on with my mother or whatever, it jives. And my sister even, and her court appearances for her lengthy record. No, if it weren't for this stuff, I don't have a spot on my record. Never have. 40 years, not one thing. I had a top security kind of job, doing printing for the companies in the stock exchange. My father once asked me for a stock tip. Would have benefited him and me. I said, Dad, you know I can't do that. I'd love to, but I can't. That's illegal. That's insider trading. Oh, yeah, so I get away from this place, these people I hate, start a life. I'm a great mom, have a great life, great job. I'm happy, successful, Phi Theta Kappa. Really, I'm going to just, at 40, after a disillusion, I'm just going to say, you know what? The hell with everybody and everything. I didn't even say goodbye to people. I just bailed after my kid. Why would I do that and go back there to become a loser and a criminal and a bad person and just throw away everything I've ever worked for? I mean, I've always wanted to get away from that place. I came here with nothing and started a life. And it doesn't make sense. And why anyone would believe that and not even talk to me or look at my proof is beyond me. Okay, so anyways, instead, that Judge Rittenauer decides he's going to doctor up the records. And he's got, first of all, $3,000 in a bond, not. Then assessed me indigent. Now this is after they've already thrown it out. Now it's supposedly no bill, I guess, but no bill isn't really that good. They should have just thrown it out. I didn't do anything wrong. Then I paid for a public defender. Why? No, I didn't. Then it says placed on pretrial release. No. Bond set pretrial release. No. Probable cause established. Judge Rittenauer, yeah. First appearance. arrest 1, 2, 3. Then another judge listed. Then an arraignment set for like a month and a half later. Case filed with the clerk. Here, supposedly I posted $3,000 bond. And here I was released 2 days later, it says, for $3,000. And then now it says Judge Estrada and Peter Frank, whoever that is, assigned. Then that same day it says no bill by the state's attorney. Then arraignment, 6 days later, arraignment disposed of court event. Then it says demand disclosure material favorable to defendant. Written plea of not guilty. Demand for discovery filed. What else? You see what I mean? This is insanity here. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, this is insane. This is wrong. This is freaking wrong. And it pisses me off. 3 drug charges? Because this is wrong. This should have been thrown right out. Are you starting to see that is wrong? Okay, then, what is this here? Oh yeah, this, my attorney was James Merriam Mormon. Never heard him. Never heard him. Does he know? Or she, or whatever? He, I guess, know about this? Then, oh, shoot, and then, Mom's, pretending to be me, I guess, going to court against my son's father. I guess there was some problems filing a social security number and all that. This is the only case, though, where apparently I was supposedly in trouble with food stamps. I didn't get them. That they actually threw it out. Because it was my mother, not me, right? Yeah, let's see. Okay, and then after that, my sister, Angela, is an alcoholic, very violent. You don't even want to deal with this girl when she's been drinking. Well, I think this was completely set up. Especially the timing and what, like I said, I've got evidence to support this too. And I've got the paperwork. Alright, here we go. She had her friends. She likes women, alright? And her and her lesbian friends were all out drinking. My sister apparently had 3 bottles of vodka and a bunch of beer bongs or something they call them. Well, when these girls decided they were going to go for cigarettes, I don't know, but they didn't come back. The one girl locked my sister's bedroom door. Now, my sister really didn't even stay there very often. That was her party place or whatever, because she lived with her boyfriend. She was just given the nice room with the bathroom and the private entrance, and me and my son weren't. We didn't even have a bathroom sink until she came down there. Now, the only reason I was still in that town even is I'm trying to get my disability and all that at this point, and I had to, you know, decide I was going to go back to school, finish my degree as long as I was there, you know. But I didn't, I thought once I was out of my mom's house I'd be okay for a while. And I knew it was going to be a problem trying to get back. I didn't have the money to come home. So I had to kind of get on my feet first. So anyway, they leave, the little girl locks her door, and my sister just looked at me and attacked me. Beat the shit out of me. I kept trying to grab the phone, and she'd kick it out of my hand, and I begged her, just call Mom or whatever. No. So anyways, somebody must have called the police. Or those girls. It was time. So they came, and they took her right to jail. So I'm just bruised horribly. And I go in, I've already taken my meds for the night, and they made me groggy, so I go in to go to bed. Knock at the door. The police are back. I don't even know if this is adequate. She's told them to go search my room, that I'm a crackhead. Never been a crackhead. Anyways, they search. Not a problem. I don't have anything. Of course I don't. But her friend Melissa had a box. This box. It had her pictures, her letters, her mail, all her stuff in this box. And nothing of mine. And a Christmas stocking. It said Melissa. They dumped that thing out with the roach and pieces of a pipe. I'm like, that's not mine. So they arrest me and take me to jail. I didn't do anything. I finally get in front of the judge the next morning, and it was a woman for sure, not Rittenauer. And I said what happened. Probably looked like I had the crap beat out of me anyway, so she said, will you take a drug test? I said, yes, I'm on my way. Please let me go take a drug test. Why didn't they drug test me? They drug test me all the time, and I don't even know how drugs have gotten into my system sometimes. Because I know they've drugged me. I know for a fact they've drugged me. And sometimes I don't even know what they've given me. But, you know, I was in there, and I didn't even have to be. I didn't have a bond or anything. My sister did, but I didn't. So anyway, she arranged for a ride to come get us and all that. And I said, get me to the place to take the drug test. And I pass it, of course. And this is marijuana. That stays in your system. Nope, no marijuana in my system. Because I didn't smoke it. Anyways, I also had to take this freaking ridiculously stupid class about, like, trying to make me see the error of my ways or something. I didn't do the crime. You know? What do I need to take a class to reform me for when I didn't do it? You know? I thought that was the whole point of this drug test, so I could go down there and prove, hey, it wasn't mine. I mean, for one thing, it wasn't in my stuff. It was in her stuff. My whole room was fine. And believe me, those cops have searched my stuff so many times with no search warrants or anything and treated me like shit. They don't find anything. I guess they finally realized we gotta start setting her up and giving her, you know, planting evidence or whatever. Yeah, here's the no bill. August 16th, 2006, the no bill for those prescriptions. But they should have thrown it out. I hear that's not... You still have to get that removed from your record. So let me get this right. Anything they want to accuse me of, even if I prove myself, is going to be on my record. That's not cool. And they should have really cut me some slack. I mean, that cop that pulled me over should have... Actually, that's no big town. It's right down the road where I lived. He should have just cruised over there and he should have looked at my bottles. I had never been in trouble in my life. Okay, that stupid class. Why did you do it? They're asking me about this crime. I didn't. It belonged to someone else. I don't do drugs. And I took the test to prove it. How were you apprehended? In my bedroom at night. How did you feel when you were caught? Shocked and angry. And I got beat up. It wasn't mine. I was mad. Were you more upset that you've been caught or that you were breaking the law? I didn't do it, so I was angry with a friend who left it at my house. Tell us about your plan to commit this crime. I stored a friend's belongings and I trusted her. Have you ever been in trouble with the law before? Oh, I once had my medication in a pill case, but I took the bottles to the state's attorney and it was no billed. See, and I thought that was like acquitted. I don't know what they call it. How has your life changed since the arrest? Oh my God. The money, I can't work. I'm emotionally, mentally stressed out and depressed. I'm angry, you know. Are there people close to you whom you haven't told about this experience? No, I didn't do it. I don't take drugs. I'm a goody-goody. I mean, now I use medical marijuana because I have cancer. But, you know, I'm not a pothead or anything, obviously. But, I mean, come on. Why would I have to take this stupid class I'm thinking? I didn't do anything. You know? But, it's, not so simple with this Rittenauer asshole. Because, he wasn't even involved. It was a woman, as I told you. It was a woman, not Judge Rittenauer, whoever he is. Let's see. Wait, what is this? Oh, that's my sister. Okay. Let's see. Because she didn't have anything happen to her. She got no prosecute and whatever. Okay, yeah. Happened on March 10th, it looks like. You gotta check. Oh no, that's a different thing. That's the next one to come. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely insane. Oh, jeez. Rittenhour, everywhere I look. Rittenhour. This guy needs to lose his, everything. Let's see. This is insane that this is even happening. Where's the justice in this fucking world? Oh. Yeah, you can't pull his docs. There aren't any. He keeps the real ones that would help me locked up. This is insane. Rittenhour, payment, reopen, no reason, whatever. Geez, it's all bullshit. Everything is bullshit. Okay, is this it? 312, no. Petitioner cat. Oh, and this is a kicker too. On this particular case, oh, maybe it wasn't this case. No, it had to be this case, I believe. My mother, oh no, it was a different one. It was my sister's divorce. Let me take it back. My mother wrote her a letter to help her in court. Me, she wants to lock up for nothing. There's a problem with this. I'm trying to find. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is okay. Maybe this is it. I didn't have anything on my record. Not a damn thing. Rittenhour. Freaking idiot. I'm trying to find it. I should have been more prepared, but I didn't think I was going to get into this part of it, actually. But anyway, what happened was I took that class and everything. I got the nolle prosecuted. I was not on a diversion. I was not on pretrial. There was no bond. I didn't have to, you know, it was just go take the drug test, and I don't know how taking that class even got to be a part of it, but whatever I had to do, you know, I've never been in trouble, so I'm going to do what I got to do to get this thing over with, right? Let's see. Here we go. I'm just going to have to pull it up again. This will definitely have to be another video. And if you stick with me on this, I really, really appreciate it, because it's a lot to cover. I mean, this is such a damn horror story. But this is why I can't go get any help. I mean, when I could get help, they wouldn't help me. They're dirty. Anytime I ever try to get help, I get set up, I get locked up, something bad happens, and I get told straight up by my stepfather when he got physical, Gary, that when I reached for my cell phone, when I still could have one, go ahead, sweetie, you call the cops. You're the one who's going to go to jail. I got plenty to tell them about you. You're the one who's going to go to jail, not me. Yep, he's right. My sister, she attacked me again, like last year, before I came. And I said, when she saw I was bleeding, she's like, oh, wow. I said, yeah, well, at least nobody went to jail this time. She says, oh, but I would never go to jail. You're the one who goes to jail. I'll never go. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. And I even tried to send some pictures of the bleeding and stuff to one of the cops I thought might be actually kind of cool. They didn't do anything. There are no cool cops there. And maybe it's like the federal government. They cover for each other, you know. I have had one cop divulge some things to me about how once they get you once, they'll never leave you alone, and yes, they're dirty, and I don't know what they thought. They must have thought I was some loser when I came to town, but hey, if my mother was telling them about me, then sure. Okay, this turned into a big ordeal. I don't remember going to court more than one time for this when my sister beat me up, but it turned into, okay, order granting pretrial release. I don't think so. I never had to call in or anything like that. Defendant to take the drug test is condition of bond. I didn't have a bond. Order to declare me indigent and appoint counsel, and application appointing public defender. Probable cause established. First appearance, Judge Rittenauer. Arraignment set for April 19th. Case filed with clerk Marion Mormon, again assigned. What do you know? And Judge Rittenauer signed. Oh, and that says written plea of not guilty. Demand notice for discovery filed. Then a defense attorney, Giles, whoever he is, was assigned, it says. Then I paid $40. Okay. Assess me indigent on the 29th. Okay, and then on April 9th, defendant discovery disclosure filed. Information filed, sequence 1 and 2. State attorney deferred prosecution. Deferred prosecution restitution agreement. Defendant appeared pro se, which means without my lawyer, I guess, for no trial, sequence 2. Then reopened for other. Pretrial diversion, sequence 1 and 2. Defendant appeared for trial, and entered a plea of not guilty for sequence 1 and 2. What the heck? Judge Anthony Rittenauer. Deferred prosecution set for July 16, 2007 at 9 o'clock. Arraignment continued, court event. And then May 7th, no late proced or whatever by state attorney. And then it says NBMP. Oh, this is a kicker here. This son of a bitch. This never happened. I didn't go to court in May. It was over. This is must have been added because it didn't used to be there, I don't think. No process. Okay. NBNP SAO diversion completed. Sequence 1 and 2. And then deferred prosecution rests, canceled hearing, and closed for other. Found out what that is. That's something about mental, what was it? Because I looked it up, and I see that this was put there to try and establish maybe some sort of thing like, what was it again? To, like, justify that he was going to, NBMP. Have a competency hearing? NBMP, okay. NBMP. Oh, okay, let's see. It's, this is just, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's something to do with, let's see, what was the other part of it? Diversion, okay. SAO diversion, okay. Diversion. Here. That way I know I get it right. And I am a bit of a perfectionist. Oh, let's see. Order view reports. Let's see. That's okay, let's see. There's a lot of weird stuff. Climate predictions. Oh, shut up. Hold on. Let me check and make sure I put that in properly. NBMP SAO diversion. NBMP. What's NBMP? Let's see. I had a much easier time finding it the other time. Figures. Oh, I know. Here, what I'll do is put legal. Sometimes you gotta do that to get to what you're looking for. Okay, legal diversions. Um, wow. Looks like, diversion programs are educational counseling programs offered to eligible defendants as or the person is not represented by a lawyer, will be advised of diversion eligibility that result in dismissal of the case against the defendant upon completion of specified conditions. Well, I guess I don't understand this. Geez, when I'm told I can take a test to prove that I didn't, it's not mine, it was clearly marked that it was not mine. The girl wouldn't take the drug test like she was ordered to and lost her damn job. And then it's talking about, you know, drug treatment here. Are you freaking kidding me? Domestic violence. Gee, I don't think my sister had to do this. She beat the shit out of me, and of course they never went after Melissa. That's pretty messed up because, oh, okay. Oh, I see why. Switched it. Hold on again. I apologize. I mean, it's hard enough to think that anybody is even gonna care about this stuff. I mean, I've tried for years to get help, but now I don't have an income. My son's going to be turning 18. I can't get any help because I can't go to the police. I can't get help for the identity theft, which is, oh my God, and the hacking, and, you know, my son's still gone, and they're breaking laws, and I need some justice here. I mean, this cannot be the way things go. I can't believe I wasted all these years. All these years I wasted for nothing. Yeah, what do you know? This, let's see, it has a list of things here. Dismissal, termination of court jurisdiction over a defendant in relation to charges before court or prosecutor. Dismissed without prejudice, with prejudice, no reopening of case. With prejudice, case could be reopened. Diversion, official suspension of criminal proceedings against an offender after arrest before judgment and referral of a person to a treatment or care center, or no referral. Incompetent to stand trial. Here we go. Defendant will not stand trial until the defendant may be found competent. Alright, now what's an acquittal? Judgment of a court based on the verdict of a jury. Oh, that the defendant is not guilty. You know, how do they just, like, throw it out? And it's not on your record, you don't have to do anything. They made a mistake, you didn't do it, you know. That's what I want to know, because I didn't do anything, and it shouldn't be set up a system to where anybody can accuse you of something and you didn't do it and you prove it, but it's going to be on your record just because somebody decided they're going to accuse you of something. And not even like probable cause, I haven't broken a law. Somebody said to go search me. Well, obviously it's her friend. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just curious here. Full pardon is exactly what I want. I mean, it should be wiped clean because I didn't do anything. Let's see. I'm kind of curious here, but civil commitment. Acquittal conviction. Let's see. If a law person may be deprived of liberty by a civil commitment, it is in principle not done for the purpose of punishment, but rather for the welfare of the subject or others. to put somebody in a treatment center. Alright, annotation. Let's see. Clemency. I was curious about this. In criminal justice usage, the name for the type of executive or legislative action where the severity of punishment of a single person or a group of people is reduced to the punishment, or the punishment stopped, or a person is exempted from prosecution for certain actions. I don't know. Grounds for clemency include mitigating circumstances, post-conviction evidence of innocence, dubious guilt, illness of prisoner. That's another thing, too. When they lock me in a mental hospital and they pump me full of medications that make me feel horrible, and I'm going through this emotional trauma, I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm trying to get my attorney to fight when I'm not even being told the evidence. Why was I even being found incompetent anyway? And they're saying, no, you're going to go to prison if you fight and stuff like that, and they don't even give me the facts. I'd say that's mitigating circumstances. Also, when I'm threatened, I'll tell you about the next charge. Let's see. Okay. Evidence of innocence, dubious guilt, illness of prisoner, reformation, services of the state, turning state's evidence, reasons of state, the need to restore civil rights, and correction of unduly severe sentences or injustices stemming from imperfections in penal law or the application of it. Amnesties, commutes, reduced sentences, reprieves, remission. I've already done the time for nothing. Let's see. The chief forms of... Okay. In actual use or meanings of these terms overlap. For example, in jurisdictions, a particular kind of pardon may be called executive clemency, or a given kind of commutation pardon. I've had to learn a lot about law. I didn't know any of this stuff. A full pardon. An executive act completely and unconditionally absolving a person from all consequences of a crime and conviction. This act is sometimes called an absolute pardon and can imply that guilt itself is blotted out, and it should be. It is an act of forgiveness, and if it is accompanied generally by restoration of civil rights, yes, I deserve it. American law tends to use this executive remedy instead of judicial proceedings when serious doubt of guilt or innocence arises after conviction. And let's see, conditional pardon. No, I deserve a full pardon and restoration of my rights, because this is so wrong. I mean, what is a dismissal then? Let's see. Common reasons for dismissals include insufficient evidence to support arrest or prosecution. See probable cause. Evidence illegally obtained. Errors in the conduct of the proceedings or failure to proceed as quickly as required, and the failure of a jury to agree on a verdict. Illegal search, seizure, dismissal for want of prosecution, mistrial, hung jury, dismissal in the interest of justice. Diversion, okay. In the broadest usage, any procedure which substitutes non-entry for official entry into the justice process, substitutes the suspension of criminal or juvenile proceedings for continuation, substitutes lesser supervision or referral to a non-justice agency or no supervision status for confinement. Standards and goal definition. The official suspension of criminal or juvenile proceedings against an alleged offender at any point after a recorded justice system intake but before entering of a judgment, and referral of that person to a treatment or care program administered by a non-justice or private agency, or no referral. What? For what? I didn't do anything. This is bullshit. I didn't do anything, you know? They didn't tell you any of this. Definition, let's see. The Commission's definition requires absolute grounds for alleging the commission of an offense exists. Official system entry be recorded. Arrests, referral to juvenile or intake agency, and appearance in court. Judicial proceedings be halted, at least suspended after entry and before judgment. The alternative of continuation of proceedings by be referral to non-justice supervision or treatment, or no referral. The definition thus excludes from the meaning of diversion actions that preclude formal system intake, all conviction dispositions involving referral or assignment to criminal justice agencies, and all You know what? This is bullshit. I tested negative. And it wasn't my stuff, and they're trying to make it sound like I was diverted into some treatment program when I freaking wasn't even guilty and there was no evidence. This is bullshit. Obviously set up. Habitual offenders. Oh, probably by now. Incompetent to stand trial. How did... because this is what the guy does to me next time, and this was the basis of starting it. Let's see. That I was mentally incompetent at the time the alleged crime was committed. Yep, just like I said. He started that before they even accused me of doing the thing against that cop, which I didn't do. Okay, here's the noli prosecuti thing. A formal entry upon the record to the court indicating the prosecutor declares that he or she will not will proceed no further in the action. Adjudication of a criminal charge by the prosecutor's decision not to pursue the case may need approval of the court. Wow, let's see. May be combined with dismissals. Often where there's a case overload, recommended the defendants whose cases are terminated be counted separately from those with termination. What? Oh, they didn't want to have my sister and I in court together. Too inconvenient. Too much of a caseload, it looks like. Defendant's formal answer to court charge. Oh, that's a plea. Give me a break. Here's nolla contendere. That's what my sister pleaded. Of course, they let her off, but... Oh, so it's like a guilty plea. Jesus, but they let her off, and she didn't have to take a class. She didn't even have to take a test, and here she was drunk. So now they've established that I'm on drugs, apparently. But I wasn't. No, this is all pre-planned. This was all pre-planned. That was the whole deal, is to get me locked up. The whole thing was planned out. The whole going there and everything. Okay, so anyway, after that, alright, so now what have I got? The 3 charges for pills in a pill case, and now I've got my sister beat me up, so I got the pot and paraphernalia. And the next thing was, kind of got to go back to this tape, because I'll finish that in the next tape as far as more charges and stuff. This is going to turn into a little mini-series here, if you're interested, and I hope someone is. I hope someone with some... Do you know President Trump? Do you know lawyers? Do you know any high-profile lawyers? I can't do anything. I'm hacked. My phone's tapped. This isn't the first time. These calls, if they ever call back, they go to my mom. She's been pulling this shit for years and I didn't even know it. Diverting my calls there. You know, she's got a fake power of attorney. You know, she got her first fake power of attorney from this asshole Rittenauer when he was a lawyer with Abels, the other dirty lawyer that was, I guess, has a contract or something to do with my house. See, I'm losing my house now that I paid a fortune for because I don't have an income now, and I started paying the taxes, but you know what? I can't finish with no income. My mother's got all my money. One trust would have paid me $75,000 a year for life, and I don't have a dime. My house, everything, but I think what they did, I was in jail for a year. one of the times. And my tax check disappeared. And they bought a tax certificate. Like I didn't pay my taxes or something, which I did finally pay when I found out. And she didn't get me my homestead exemption, so I paid way more than I should. And I've been paying this high-priced insurance, not just because they did the scheme where they broke my toilet when I bought the house and flooded it and took the insurance money. That was another reason they had to lock me up for a year. No, this is so they can use my house as collateral for loans. Special insurance that cost me a fortune, but I can't even go to Florida, and I'm afraid to even go. I live in fear anyway, and you know, she here's ex parte. This is how I wasn't told about my son, that they dismissed all her abuse allegations. Let's see, we're going to go 15 minutes into this. Let's go back to the tape before I get into how she... Well, actually, you know what? This is right before this happened. She had already, of course, the abuse allegations and all that. After this happens, I go to her house in November. This is June, you know. After that, we have the Halloween incident and all that. Let's just go on with the tape. I'll tell you afterwards.
Just like the husbands, yeah. But they're looking for love because they don't have love.
You're looking for love.
Exactly, I know. That's what I meant for. I didn't feel love.
I didn't feel loved.
Well, I didn't feel love from my mother. How's that? No, wait.
Did you hear that? That's her response. Normally a mother would be like, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. Of course I loved you. Instead she says, well, I didn't feel like my mother loved me either, so how's that? No, I don't buy it either. My grandmother was like a mother to me. Of course, my bitch aunt has got everybody convinced that I attacked my grandmother, so I can't see her. Nice. They don't let me talk to her or anything. No, keep me separate. Keep me alone. Don't have anybody in my life that might actually care about me and believe me.
Was you seeing some? And you were never there. I don't remember hearing you say I love you or hugging me or, hey, you know what about the straight A's I managed to make through all the abuse? Alright. I need it thrown up in my face all the time. No, I just...
You hear that? I need it thrown up in my face all the time. You see what I mean?
Oh, good father. I just... Then I cannot take not having him with me anymore. And let me tell you, I can't take it when he can't wake you up. He can wake me up. Not all the time. Karen, I've always been the type of sleeper that when I first go to sleep, I'm hard to wake up. I don't take those strong-ass medications anymore. My tolerance drops the weight, too, because I went off them. But, when you and Harriet serve your purpose, we can still go to Boy Scouts, and I have dumped so much money into it.
She sucked so much money into me?
Now, I have. He hasn't. Your father never did. She'd swear if he did it on the phone. He never sucked money into you. All that child support I paid $1,192. He said that one boy per month. Now, if you stayed in the state of Florida, we would have had $300
think I should cut here and start in on the next one, because this is really where she really gets to screw in my head, and I'm just going to have to lay off what she did until after that. Please, I hope you'll check it out, because this really gets unbelievable. You can already start hearing it. I cannot win. She twists things. She changes it. She attacks me. It gets really bad. And I know you don't want to miss where I finally bust her in a lie. Big time. This situation doesn't end. Ever. You can hear she's crazy. I asked her once why she was doing this, because she said, "Oh, I know you're smart. I know you're a good mom. I know you. I'm punishing you." Alright. Let's, I'm gonna be right back. Okay? Please come back. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, comment. Thank you. Thank you.